Welcome to my YouTube channel Revenge Chronicles. Once upon a time, there was a man I was engaged to, someone I thought I'd spend me life with, but fate had other plans. All thanks to my sister. In those dark days, I was devastated. Now, though I found new joy, and I'm eager to share it with my sister and my ex-VNK, my name is I'm not stunningly beautiful, just an ordinary office worker. But once upon a time, there was a man named Noah, had promised to marry me. Noah was handsome type with a career in a prestigious firm, the kind of guy people called a catch. We were blissfully happy in a way that made me believe it would never end. But then, life's cruelty. I never did marry Noah, all because of my sister. My sister's name is Charlotte, and she has always had a keen interest in fashion, which she maintains to this day. Unlike me, Charlotte has always been meticulous about her appearance and has always been naturally beautiful. As a result, she attracted attention from boys since middle school and even had a stint as an amateur model for a fashion magazine. Charlotte harbored dreams of becoming a professional model. Meanwhile, after graduating from college and settling into a routine job at a regular company, I found myself invited to dinner by a business associate named Noah. Over time, we got to know each other better through these dinners, and unexpectedly, something began to develop between us. That evening, Noah invited me out to dinner after work. I accepted without hesitation, enjoying his company. On our way back, Noah surprised them by confessing his feelings. Taken aback, I realized I had feelings for him, too, and so began a year later, Noah proposed and I happily accepted. Shortly after our engagement, Noah and I visited my parents to share the news. They were delighted, and discussions about wedding plans fill our home with joy. However, not everyone shared in her happiness. That person was my younger sister, Charlotte. Charlotte was shocked to hear about my engagement, and even more so when she met Noah, always popular and admired for her looks. Charlotte had a history of dismissing my more reserved romance. I don't want my embarrassing stirs to ruin my reputation, she would often say. Seeing me, whom she considered less socially adept, marry a successful man from a prestigious company before her, seemed to bruise her pride deeply. Yet, I remained unaware of Charlotte's true feelings, oblivious to her subtle disdain. Looking back, I should have noticed her demeanor. Then, one day, Charlotte casually asked, "Since you are going to be my brother-in-law, can we exchange contact information?" Noah and I saw no reason to refuse, so we exchanged numbers without hesitation. As I neared the end of my job tenure, there were many late nights spent wrapping up rage. Then, on a day when my parents were away, Charlotte put her plan into motion, a plan she likely devised long before. Knowing I would soon leave our family home to live with Noah, Charlotte seized her opportunity. She called Noah, fabricating a story. Noah, my sister, suddenly came home sick. Our parents are out of town, and I'm feeling uneasy being alone. Could you come over? Deceived by her ruse, Noah, who was just finishing work, rushed to her house without suspecting anything amiss. I rushed over because I heard Mabella was ill. Where is she? Noah's concern was palpable, and naturally he assumed I was. But Charlotte quickly admitted, "I'm sorry, Noah, I lied to you. My sister isn't sick, she's still at work." Instead of anger, Noah responded with a puzzled expression. "Why would you lie about that?" Charlotte, visibly nervous, began to explain. Meanwhile, after finishing my workday, I arrived home to unexpected sight. Noah was there. Despite the surprise, I greeted him. "Oh, you're here. What's up?" Little did I know, this moment would soon bring the deepest despair and sadness I had ever known. "Mabel, I think we should break up." Noah's swords hit me like a sudden storm. Unablato grasped their meaning at first. What? Are you serious? Break up? What's going on? As I pressed for answers, Charlotte entered the room, casting an uneasy atmosphere over you. "Mabel, the truth is, I've been seeing Charlotte. I'm sorry, but I've fallen in love with her more than I." Noah's words left me stunned and confused. Still reeling from the shock, Charlotte added, "I'm sorry, Mabel, but Ba has decided to marry him." I felt utterly lost and devastated. Then Charlotte, with an awkward attempt at comfort, said, "You might not want to attend our wedding ceremony, but please come to the reception, won't you?" Tears were all I could manage. Charlotte had stolen my fiancé away from me. I felt abandoned and the pain was overwhelming. My parents were deeply concerned, watching helplessly as I withdrew into my room. Having already quit my job, I felt utterly powerless. Messages from my former coworkers asking about thruding plans only intensified I could only reply, explaining 'twould be a simple family affair. Months later, I found myself in a new and unfamiliar place, determined to begin and find true happiness. After the painful breakup with Noah, I had withdrawn for a time, but a newfound determination welled up inside me. Wisehold, I continued to suffer. It was to move on. Things progressed swiftly from there. I spoke with my parents, deciding to leave home and start afresh in a completely different environment. The new place was serene, surrounded by lush greenery. My parents supported my decision wholeheartedly, assisting me greatly with the relocation. Shortly after settling in, while taking a moment to relax, my mom approached me with surprising news. "You were in your room, Noah visited." He explained everything that happened between you two and I couldn't fathom why my parents were apologizing. What Noah had done was beyond forgiveness. Yet there they were, even kneeling in remorse. "We've also heard about Charlotte. We understand you can't forgive her, Mabel, but she's our daughter, too. My parents explained. Visibly torn, my parents were deeply troubled by Charlotte's actions, knowing the pain she had caused him. Despite their disapproval, Charlotte seemed to have made her choice and went to Noah. From then on, Noah began a daily ritual of coming to our house, pleading for forgiveness and seeking approval for his marriage to Charlotte. Faced with Noah's persistence, my parents eventually felt compelled to relent. Bath apologized to me for accepting his union with Charlotte. "I honestly don't blow on it anymore, but I understand how you feel," I replied with a bittersweet smile, holding back the tears. My mom was visibly emotional, while my dad wore a pained expression of apology. "Despite everything," I reassured him, "when I have children, I'll lean on you both a lot." Their faces softened into smiles at my words. Mom, still to read, added, "Don't hesitate to reach out if you need anything." As I settled into my new life and found some peace of mind, I began working at a cozy little restaurant. The team was small, but the atmosphere was bright and welcoming, which I appreciated greatly. The banter among staff, especially the teasing directed at the manager, Steve, added tough warmth of the place. A few months into my job, a pivotal event unfolded thought would shape my future. It happened one evening, as Steve offered me a ride home after work and confessed his feelings for me. I was taken aback and Steve was genuinely the good guy, kind-hearted with both charm and a friendly demeanor that appealed to many. Yet, I couldn't shake off the past. Her thought still lingered within me. I feared the possibility of facing abandonment again. Steve seemed to sense my hesitation and assured me there was no rush for an answer before heading home for the day. Despite the initial awkwardness, the familiar camaraderie of the part-time staff and Steve's kindness helped ease my worries. Deep down, I felt my heart had already made a decision. During a break, I discovered something about Steve's past. It turned out he had been betrayed by someone had been dating and had a rough experience at his previous workplace before joining the restaurant. We shared a similar pain of betrayal by those wet. That day, I chose to accompany Steve home to listen to this story. Along the way, he opened up about he had previously managed a store, but due to certain events, the store lost credibility and eventually closed down. Steve bore the brunt of the blame and lost his job as a result. After hearing Steve's story, I felt compelled to share my own reasons for being at theirs. When I finished, Steve looked at me kindly and said, "You've been incredibly strong." His words meant the world to me, acknowledging my resilience despite the pain I'd endured. It was exactly what I needed to hear. I did my best despite being betrayed by Simone. I managed to pick myself up, I confess, acknowledging the difficulty of my journey, to which I added sincerely, "You've done too." Steve's smile grew wider, and in that moment, I found the courage to respond to his earlier confession. "Since that day, I might be a handful, but I hope you'll be patient with me," he told him. From then on, the teasing from part-timers at the restaurant increased, but it was all in good spirit. "Congratulations. Wishing you both a lifetime of happiness. They cared genuinely happy for us." That's a bit premature. There's a right time for that line, and it'll come around again. When it does, you'd better let me say it. Steve teased a bit flustered. I laughed along with everyone else. It was a moment of pure joy, a typical day in our lives until things took a turn. For the second time in my life, I was proposed to without hesitation. I accepted, determined to find lasting happiness. This time, I believed Steve was the one who could truly make my. I visited my parents' house for the first time in a while to share their news, and they were overjoyed, opening up about St.